Hello, hello, what is up, what is good? It is time for the Mario Kart World Direct. I thought about maybe not watching this because I'm gonna buy the game regardless, that's just kind of a guarantee. So I was like, maybe I should save as many things as I can for myself to discover in the game. Let me have a little coffee here and mull that over. I could always quit out and make this a 30-second video of just watching the countdown and not watching the direct. I think what it comes down to, though, is I really like speculating on upcoming games and watching other people speculate on them, analyzing things in trailers and finding little secrets and extrapolating other mechanics and stuff that might show up. I've done that a lot already just with the reveal trailers of Mario Kart World. So the game is still, a ways off. It's still a couple months out. So if I skip this and then also try to avoid all downstream spoilers from it, I think that's kind of a losing proposition, and I would miss out on something that I actually enjoy and find fun. So like if they could just not do this in the first place, maybe that would be ideal. But of course they want to get as many people interested in the game as possible. One thing that does frustrate me in an addictive way is reading people's like very absurd, sometimes very bad faith interpretation of trailers. I've noticed a lot of Nintendo trailers say things like really explicitly, really verbosely, and I'm always like, who is this for? Why did you need to say these are not the only third-party titles that will be available on the Nintendo Switch in 2025? Like, who is going to assume otherwise and assume that that was literally all of them? But there are people out there that like anything that could be taken in any sort of negative histrionic way, they're going to. Like, I'm sure there's people out there that assume the tracks that we saw so far of Mario Kart World are somehow like the only tracks, even though menus and stuff have shown that they're not, or the characters that we've seen are the only characters, etc., etc. So they got to do something to kind of assure those people. So whatever, we'll check it out. I'm pretty excited about this game overall. I think it seems really crazy, and I think there's probably still some pretty substantial things left to show, like game modes and stuff. My feeling is that free roam mode won't just be for hanging out, but there'll be some sort of campaign or adventure that unfolds over the course of that, that encourages you to explore around outside of like the normal tracks. The most exciting thing for me is like the inclusion of like every freaking Mario enemy you can think of, and I've seen reports as high as like 80 playable characters. That's just nuts to me. I don't know. I don't really have any like strong speculative things myself though. I feel like uh if there is kind of vastly new things we haven't been shown, then it's kind of beyond my imagination. And I might just disappoint myself if I try really hard to imagine what they are and then it's not that. So with that, let's just plunge in. Watching the British stream. It won't let me down. Alright, it looks like Mario Kart. Koopa's wearing a hat. I like that. This is the one that's inside the spooky haunted movie theater where you drive into the screen. Bowser Jr. action. That's like a Dry Bones theme thing. Alright, yeah. Ooh, I like the little whirlpool there. There's a Bowser's Castle. Bananas really don't slow you down much. You get to be the cow. Wow, it's Sexy Daisy. Why do I say these things? Do I forget that I'm recording myself? And there's evidence of me saying it? Yeah. Okay, starting off with courses. Makes sense. Oh, that looks like one of the Mario Kart Wii tracks, or Mario Kart Deluxe tracks. Yeah, your standard 1-1 type course. It's pretty good. Sure. Salty, salty speedway. I hope it has some really bullshit element that will indeed make people salty. Sounds pretty neat. Ultra mini turbos are confirmed back. One of my favorite Mario Kart 8 Deluxe features. Yeah, yeah. You jump into the screen. I love it. So this to me implies that courses don't really need to materially exist. That there can be like warps and non-Euclidean things. Classics, yeah. Oh, that's from Mario Kart 7, I believe. Okay. I was trying to count, but I couldn't count that fast. Yeah. Alright, yeah. There's my guy. Dude, I love Spike. They knew people would love Cow. They really went like this when it came to the stats. There's like less stats in every game. Oh well, people can do various science to determine all of the hidden variables. Well, I like that kaboom. I don't know if I'd ever noticed that before. That's very fun. We get to see all the courses here. Oh no, they won't. They will go through all of them, of course. Sure. I do really like that as a gimmick. I'm not even sure how fun it'll be, but just so Rainbow Road tease, of course, of course. Uh, but yeah, I don't know if like it's if it's actually gonna be like that engrossing. I just like it from the idea perspective. See, this seems fun to me. This seems kind of more hype for like online play. Uh, it's kind of like the Fall Guys appeal, you know. In the end, it just gets to be you and one other person. That's kind of hype. Oh, it looks like a little Sky Garden. Sky Garden, my beloved. Can I still do the 3 shortcut lap? SG123. See, we're getting through all this stuff, and we're only like 5 minutes in. So true. Ah, dude, the sneaky Waluigi. Sure. It looks the same as the Fire Flower. What's the difference between that and the Fire Flower? This seems quite strong. That seems very strong. Also very strong, historically. Feather being back is, like, so hype. Like, that's cool. Same with ground tricking. Now that's very intriguing. Yeah, the lightning has been significantly nerfed in this game, which I think is totally fine. Of course, of course. I like this clip of Toad trying to fall off. Sure, sure. I'll never do that, but sure, that's cute. I'm using tilt controls. I'm using tilt controls. I'm using tilt controls. Alright, the mysterious food item. That's so cute. So he eats the burger. You... Ah... Ah! Ah! The rotating sushi. Festival Yoshi. Whoa, Pirate Wario. Chips. Chips become a cowboy. Sure. I like all the food models. That's very cute. Ground jump! Ground tricking! Ground tricking! Talk about ground tricking. Nobody seems to understand how it works. There we go. See, this seems kind of fun. I don't know. It seems more fun than wheelies, that's for sure. I never liked doing wheelies. Wheelies I just found, like, frustrating. But it makes a lot of sense, yeah. It helps you explore the world more. Yeah, now this seems quite cool. Basically just getting more jump ability, but you have to... The slow motion replay. What? 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 That's kind of whack. I mean, I think it probably just, like, it sucks and you never want to do it. That's kind of wild. Oh, it can be used in single-player races and free roam. Okay, so it's kind of irrelevant. Yes. Yeah. There's no reason not to have a time trial mode. Ghosts. Good. Maybe if this is a fun one mechanically, maybe if ground tricking is really fun. This will be a one I got sweaty about. I haven't really gotten sweaty since Mario Kart DS. By that I mean, like, sweaty enough to, like, go for time trial world records and stuff. Alright, see, yeah. I knew this would exist. A lot of people were like, I don't think this will exist. But you can... That's fun. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, so you can play this game entirely just like Mario Kart 8 and just warp between courses if you are so inclined. There's like separate courses for this. Interesting. I would have assumed that they would just section off some of the open world area. Hmm. We're kind of running out of time for like something crazy though. Like, okay, this is the finale. Uh, but will there be a point to this? Besides presumably like unlocking outfits and stuff. Will there be like a quest? Like, it looks fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm about it. But oh, here we go. Okay, so it's a little ad hoc mission. Sure. But do you unlock something? It's like fine. I mean that's fine. But I wanted to like fight bosses or something. Like an actual like epic quest. To be fair though, there's a lot of stuff that we know is in this game that they haven't talked about. Like commandeering vehicles. I think people have said that there's like boss enemies. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I saw that MMR. I don't know. If I was to get sweaty about this game, I'd probably just grind online. That's what I did for Mario Kart 8 original on Wii. I got up to like mid 6K MMR, I think. I don't know. I didn't get like crazy sweaty. Sure. Ah, hello, Sarah. Where we dropping? So true. It's Wiggler. Oh, the Patooey is holding up is holding up a mushroom. It's very cute. Yeah. DK Jr. replaced with DK. Surely they're not gonna end with this. With their strange Discord clone. Ah, see, look, they're gonna show it. But they're not gonna explain it. They're just... Spins it around. Okay, okay, okay. There's like... Wow. Sure. Anything else? This feels like the end. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any crazy. There's still like a lot of stuff they didn't show. Like right there, you saw an item they didn't show off in the items. It's like a new item. There's like characters we know about that they didn't talk about or show. All right, all right. Ugh. So yeah, like a little disappointed because there isn't some kind of crazy single player adventure mode, which I was hoping for. Like there's little ad hoc missions, there's collectibles, which is something, but I was kind of hoping for something like that. Um, and I doubt if there was something like that, this would be the time to show it. So there's kind of like 3 levels on which this game could potentially interest me. One is just whether or not it would be fun. And I'm like 100% guaranteed that I'm going to have fun playing this game because I just love Mario Kart in general, and all of them have been fun to whatever extent to me. I think this one has a lot of potential to be very fun because the mechanics look fun and silly, and there's a lot of stuff to do and unlock, and free roam seems fun, you know. I could see myself just monging out and exploring the whole world, just driving around, looking at stuff. A great joy of Mario Kart for me has always been the backgrounds and the settings, just the kind of like little hints of lore that you get from all of the advertisements. Here, there's graffiti. There's graffiti of Nabbit. Like probably every frame I look at is gonna have at least some strange little things to point out and speculate on, and free roam just seems great. Knockout Tour I think will be like very fun online. I think those sort of Fall Guys style knockout progression games are just really hype, and because I'm like good at Mario Kart and I always sucked ass at Fall Guys, it'd be very cathartic for me to actually play one of those things and just like pub stomp. So I think on the fun level, great. Then there's the level on which it's just sort of like an impressive game where I get a lot of like joy and satisfaction from just like the scope of it and the ingenuity of it, the good ideas, a feeling of just kind of appreciation that runs a little deeper than just my own visceral enjoyment. Something like Mario Odyssey, I think, is very, very fun, obviously, but is also just kind of like a beautiful game, and how everything is put together. The richness of all the ideas, all the different kingdoms, all the different captures, just the way it builds up so cinematically, climactically, all the stuff going on. Even stronger than the feeling of fun is just this feeling of like awe that I get when I play it. And this game, the open world inspires some of that in me. The feeling of like driving up and seeing the course in the distance inspires some of that in me. The courses themselves, so far haven't like blown me away. They're all fairly generic so far. I'd say the only really crazy one is Boo Cinema conceptually. But Boo Cinema, once you get in there, is kind of just like we've seen this track before. It's just the conceit of having it be in the movie is pretty cool. So, excuse me. I don't know. I'm hoping the craziest stuff is yet to come, but I was also hoping for just like Bowser has stolen the 8 golden carts. You have to drive to all corners of the world and retrieve them by doing battle with Bowser's Koopalings, who are still conspicuously absent despite being kind of Mario Kart mainstays at this point. That's the sort of thing that I think would more likely inspire this feeling of awe in me, this level of cinematicness. And it kind of bugs me that they didn't do something like that. It feels like, not that it would have been like easy, but it feels like they were more equipped to do something like that than ever before in Mario Kart history. Like, these tracks look sweet, but they kind of just still look like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks. And whereas Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got like really crazy with it, with like the Yoshi's Island track or like some of the amazing settings for the Rainbow Roads, this is all just kind of settings we've seen before. There's nothing insane like the giant bathroom level or the ninja palace level or the back of the dragon raceway or whatever. I don't know. Still room to impress me, but so far it isn't like an awe-inspiring game. Not to the extent that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is with some of its tracks, and not to the extent that like Mario Odyssey is in terms of its just realization of like level structure. You can compare it to a game like Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, I think, is very awe-inspiring. I think it's amazing. Same with Tears of the Kingdom. It blows me away what they're able to achieve. I just don't find it very fun. I think it's fine, but I quit playing it pretty quickly because that type of gameplay just isn't that suitable for me. But I do feel very awe-inspired by it. Like, I am very impressed with it. So this is kind of the opposite, where I think it'll have a lot of fun playing it, but I'm not really blown away yet. And then the final level is, how is this game to play, like, competitively? How fun is it to feel like I'm good at it, that I'm getting better at it, that I'm grinding it, that I'm trying hard at it, that I'm sweating at it? And like I said before, you know, to varying extents, I get into every Mario Kart to this extent. I want to be good at them for sure. Not since Mario Kart DS have I truly felt like really good at a Mario Kart. That was the last one where I was aiming to be like at the tippity top. But, you know, 8 Deluxe, I did spend a lot of time trying to get good at, and I have friends, or a friend right now, who's about as good as me, that we have some very fierce competitive battles. And it feels great. Like, I think that game feels great to try hard at. There's a lot of very subtle techniques that kind of all come together to something greater than the sum of its parts. That makes it very, very satisfying to be good at. Not as much as Mario Kart DS. Mario Kart DS was like an insane game for insane people. that game had like the like an insanely high like APM, insanely high skill ceiling. You all know about PRB, Prolonged Rocket Boost? That's the most insane degenerate mechanic that has ever existed in a Mario Kart game. There's no way it's ever gonna go back to those heights of madness. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is like satisfying in a different way. Because Mario Kart DS, it really was kind of just like, the better you execute, you can just be like orders of magnitude faster than the other people if you're really, really sick with it. Whereas Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's just kind of like subtle, small optimizations that get you ahead. And it's not like any of those are unfathomably hard. It's just sort of like building up the habits, building up good intentions and awareness and knowledge. I don't know. Yeah, I find Mario Kart 8 Deluxe very, very satisfying to be good at. I wish I had the time to be even better at it. You know, like grinding online or grinding time trials or like really getting into minute optimizations, but it has been really satisfying. So what do I think about this game on that level? It certainly seems a lot more forgiving than any past Mario Kart. They certainly seem to have tried to reduce how much you get like Mario Karted. All the items are less impactful. The tracks themselves are way easier. They're wider. They have fewer places to fall off. It seems like it's way harder to just have like a super devastating error, which seems like it would decrease the skill ceiling. It would decrease the differential between you and a less strong player. But I think it might actually do the opposite. It might remove some of the like random variants, while at the same time providing a lot of those small optimizations. Like, I think the ground trick or jump charge looks really, really exciting and really, really interesting to me. That it basically just opens up the space of routes, like, so significantly. Like, before, there was always, oh, well, if you have a mushroom, you can do X, Y, Z. And then when you got good, you would realize, oh, I can actually do these shortcuts, these smaller shortcuts, these small cuts across off-road, if I just, like, do my mini turbo boost effectively, and that was very satisfying. And I think it's just going to be a lot more in that direction, like a lot more freedom in knowing, okay, if I charge a jump here, that will actually allow me to do this optimization that will save like quite a lot of time. I don't know, stuff like that. That does seem very fun. That does seem very satisfying. And like wall riding, grinding, stuff like that. Again, it's like I don't think it'll be super impactful. It's not going to be something where if you're good at it, you're going to be like lapping people. But I think it will contribute. It will make a difference. It'll be like 80 things you want to string together on a given lap that add up to like 30 seconds of time save. And yeah, like I said, that's very fun. The rewind mechanic is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's I get that it exists for weak players and stuff, so that's fine. I don't know. So yeah, those are the 3 levels on which I wanted to succeed. Fun, guaranteed. Awe, not quite there, but I think maybe still some potential. I really hope they're saving some of the most amazing moments that will trigger that feeling in me. And kind of competitive appeal, competitive depth. I think very, very, very high potential. Just the charge jump has me more interested than really any new mechanic they added in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. You know, like the Ultra Mini Turbo, pretty sweet. Stuff with the glider. The glider is actually kind of deep, and all this stuff you can do with it. That's kind of neat. But both of them are very kind of situational, and the times in which you can do kind of something really crazy and inventive are rare. Whereas charge jump, it's just like anywhere you can do it, and it has so much potential. And it automatically just creates so many like interesting route variations and kind of considerations around, okay, well, I want to go straight here, charge the jump, then I can take this shortcut. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It is like a month and a half away, I guess. I could be moving around that time, so that'll be hectic, but once I'm settled into the new place, maybe we'll do some Mario Kart World videos. Could be fun. Alright, that's all. Goodbye.